Each year, Kneehill County supplies services to over 5,000 residents. The county largely pays for these services with property taxes. So, how is property tax calculated? To illustrate how this is done, let's compare 3 residential properties. First, we must calculate a fair and accurate market value for each property. This process is called property assessment and is governed by provincial legislation and guidelines. Property is assessed differently depending on which category it belongs to. Residential and non-residential properties, other than special purpose properties, are assessed at market value using mass appraisal techniques. This means that market value is determined by examining multiple sales of similar properties rather than the price of an individual property. Farmland is assessed per regulated rates based on the productivity value of the land, and industrial oil field, manufacturing plants, and special purpose properties are assessed using the cost approach. Next, we must determine the total cost to provide services to these homes. Each year, the county, with the input of the public and provincial legislation, decides what the total cost to provide county services will be. Finally, we divide the cost to provide services by the total value of all 3 properties. This gives us a tax rate. Now, to calculate how much tax each property pays, we multiply the tax rate by the assessment. As you can see, the first house would pay $300, the second home would pay $375, and the highest valued home would pay $525. Let's summarize what we've covered so far. 1. Assessment places a market value on each property. 2. The total assessment is used to calculate the tax rate. And 3. Taxes pay for the cost of county services like roads, fire protection, snow removal, parks, etc. Let's imagine that another year has passed and that property values have increased by 4%. Now let's imagine that the cost of providing services has remained the same, $1,200. The tax rate is the cost of services divided by the total assessment. The result is that all owners still pay the same tax as before because the cost of services has not changed. Let's summarize what we've covered so far. 1. Assessment increase does not necessarily mean more taxes are collected. 2. If all assessments go up equally, everyone pays the same as long as the cost of services stays the same. Now, let's imagine another year passed and values did not increase at the same rate. Home 1 remained at the same value, $208,000. Home 2 increased by 1%, $262,600. And Home 3 increased by 3%, $374,920. The cost of services stayed the same at $1,200. Here's the math. $1,200 divided by the new assessment total equals the new tax rate. The net effect of the new values sees House 1 paying less tax and the house that went up 3% paying a higher proportionate share. If all assessments do not go up equally, there is a redistribution of the tax. However, the total tax collected remains the same. What happens if the cost of services goes up? Let's do the math. Services now cost $1,400. The result is a different tax rate. As you can see, an increase in service cost results in a tax increase. But suppose that the cost of services went up, but also one more home was now built in the county, and it was worth $300,000. The new total assessment is now $1,145,520. This results in a new tax rate. The new house now helps pay for the cost of services, and the result is that everyone pays less. This is a hypothetical representation of how the process works. The key points are: 1. Total assessment value is used to calculate tax rates. 2. An increase in property value does not always mean an increase in taxes. 3. New construction helps pay the overall tax burden. 4. Taxes are based on the cost of providing services that citizens want and need. To learn more about your combined tax and assessment notice or to use the Kneehill County Tax Calculator, please visit our website at kneehillcounty.com.